Hello, Internet. This is Zed with ZedXis Gaming, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn with Zalcan. When last we left off with our merry adventurer, he had finished part of the main quest where we went around and met with all of the leaders. And then got enough levels with his archer class that we now picked up the next class quest. So we're taking a little break from the main quest today, and we're going to go finish the archer level 15 class quest, which usually you want to try to do the class quests as quick as possible because they give you additional abilities and sometimes some cool gear. So we have been tasked with violators will be shot, and we were told by Silver that we have to go out into the wilds and slay the leader of an Ixali scouting party in the North Shroud. So, this is the entrance to the North Shroud out of Gardania. So, let's get it going. Okay. Let's take a look at the map. Our quest is up here. In this zone, there is one aetheryte that is over here that we are not attuned to. So we are going to make a beeline for this and get attuned first of all. Now this first area that you're in should be fine because it's pretty low level. This area might get a little sketchy. Since we we have yet to achieve having a mount. Getting a mount is part of the main quest. You have to get far enough up in the main quest to do that. And we will start working on that right after. Did I already go the wrong way? Yep. Right after we finish our class quest here. So far, the stuff we've been seeing has been low level. And now we're going to cross the bridge. And this area is not as low level. So let's see what we got. Level 25. Okay. But luckily we're close enough to the town that we don't really have to try to walk past any of those level 25 guys. So let's get the aetheryte. We'll also talk to the chocobo keep person. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? No? Ah, do not tell me this is your first visit to this stop. I shall update my register. So what this does, we're not going to hire a chocobo here. That just means that this now lists this as a destination. So I can now rent a chocobo and get here, which gives me another option for traveling. But we're going to attune to the aetheryte. Renting the chocobos is obviously not as fast as using the aetherites, but it's a whole heck of a lot cheaper. So if you are struggling with money at this point, renting the little chocobo porters is an option. Alright, we gotta watch that guy. We don't want to get too close. We're only level 16. He can probably kick our butts, and we probably have an aggro radius the size of a small country at this point. Alright. So let's follow the road back around. That's not it. It's actually kind of hard to tell with the darkness and the raining and everything. There's the little sign. Okay, this should lead north. And let's see, it looks like we have a fate up here. 6 minutes left, that's enough time. I guess let's level sync. And start shooting people. So level syncing drops your level to a point where you will get experience, so to speak. It doesn't let you... A lot of things in this game will try to get your level... Oh, I was going to say, where are these guys? Get your level near enough to what the content is. There are ways that you can overlevel some content. But typically doing fates, you have to be the right level. Or you have to lower yourself to the right level. Alright, fate complete. We got a little bit of XP, we got a little bit of money. Later on, you'll get other currencies. Okay. And the evil glowing cloud thingy. This means that anytime you see one of these, we're going to step into one of these little single-person scenarios, of which I'm so good at messing these up. But this one I've done before, and it shouldn't be a problem. So we're going to click on it, and it'll come up and tell us it's putting us in a scenario. Maximum level 19. We're only 16, so that's fine. Okie dokie. So we have to go this way. Avoid the ground effect. And I'm just gonna kill pretty much everything. I'm getting XP for killing these things, so you can probably sneak through some part of this and not pull everything. Be a little quicker, but my luck with that usually is something like I sneak through part of it and then I end up having to move close to something and I pull too many monsters at once and die horribly. Probably don't need to pull the guy on the left. Oh, we have help. I forgot about help. Let's see. Oh, and it's a good thing we have help, because we hold everything to us again. Alright. So usually when you get into these piles of guys, you kill the little guys first. Let's put our buff up. Okay, just one guy left. He's probably going to summon reinforcements at some point. So let's get over here on this side of him, so we can see them coming in. Ah. Alright, back on the big guy. Duty complete. Not so bad. Alright, where did it drop us? Over here in the corner. Okay. And we now can go back home and talk to Silver. So let's use return. Return is always free. And then we will use the little aetheryte to get to the Archer's Guild quick. Okay. Even now, I struggle to credit the sentry's reports. Yet here you are, and Nazul Catlin the Violator is no more. That's a goddamn adventure. That a god's damned adventure should be so. Only by the grace of Nymea herself could you have survived. But even though it was pure luck, I will keep my word, Zalkan. Should you stay or should you go, I care not. You have completed the task and are no longer my responsibility. Go now to Lucian. She will doubtless wish to lavish you with praise. Or you'll get no more from me. Off with you. Such a nice jerk. Alright, let's go talk to the Guildmaster. I'm given to understand that you single-handedly drove off an Exali scouting party, that you did so with precision and guile. How exactly was that training, Lucian? Zalkan's just an adventurer. Silver thrust him into the jaws of the enemy in the hope that he wouldn't come back. And when, against all expectation, he did come back, that stubborn arse still refused to acknowledge his skill. Is that truly your impression? Well, yes, he said it was pure luck. Mere noise. Silver sees Zalkan's skill. Of that, I have no doubt. Did you not mark the way he covered his mouth when he uttered the words? It's a habit of his to do so on those occasions when his tongue and his heart are in disagreement. So he was lying. For all his skill at reading the idiosyncrasies of others, he has yet to recognize his own. Impressive work, Zalkan. You have applied yourself to Leia and Silver's lessons and demonstrated your command of the core concepts. You are now an archer in your own right. Allow me to teach you something to commemorate this accomplishment. Repelling shot is an advanced technique that enables an archer to evade attacks whilst continuing to fire upon his opponent. Used wisely, it can grant you a brief respite in the heat of battle. I have faith that with regular practice, you will learn how to best employ it to your advantage. Remember your senior's lessons as you strive for true mastery. And options. Okay, let's see. This is the base rewards. So let's compare. So that's an upgrade. Compare. That's also an upgrade. That's an upgrade. So they're all an upgrade. I will... I think that looks better than the goofy stuff I'm wearing. Action, learn, repelling shot. Oh, and I got a level. Okay, so repelling shot. Let's put that down there. And so let's see. We got a new bow, level 15 bow. I'll replace the level 10 bow. And we have a level 10 shirt. I'm replacing it with a level 16. Put that down there. Alright, update gear set. And we don't need the bow anymore. Well, I suppose that looks a little bit less dorky. The low-level gear in this game really does leave something to be desired. But alright, we'll roll with this. Okay, so we're up to date on class quests. We are level 19. Where's Archer? Archer here. So we're level 19. Oh, is this dyeable? It is dyeable. I haven't learned how to dye yet. That's right. Is it? Yeah. Okay. We're level 19, so we don't have another class quest until 20, because they go in 5s. So at this point, we should get back on the main quest, which is to go to Limsa. Okay. Let's head to Limsa. And we need to talk to Bateron, or Bateron, depending on how you pronounce that. The guy who serves the drinks at the local bar, you know. Let's see what he's got to say. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. Sit wherever you like, mate. I'll be with you in... Hi. I'm Bateron, alright. Who's asking? Ah. Erd, I've got a job for a capable venturer, you say? This speech drives me crazy. Well, you're bloody right. Just so you're fairly warned, though, this ain't no job for the faint of heart. Things liable to get downright bleeding R-y. Dude, you're missing some H's, man. I can find you some if you need them. But if you think you're still interested, let me know and I'll fill you in on the details. Oh. Of course, I just got... I'll pick up a bronze cuirass. Maybe I can save that and use it later. Put that down here. Baderon, the proprietor of Drowning Winch, has need of a capable adventurer. I thank ye for taking the time to help me out. He's really got a problem with his H's. Now, I'm sure you're busy, so I'll come straight to the point. Word as it, some suspicious-looking buggers have been sneaking in and out of this Sashtasha Sea Grot. And I need a trustworthy sort to head up north of Aleport and find out who they are and what they're up to. Don't sound like much, I know. But a word so long ago as the Fishback's pet pirates paid us an unwelcome visit, and folk are feeling a bit nervous. If you would permit me, Master Baderon, I should be happy to elaborate. Raynor. No. Well, well. If it ain't the Chief Yellow Jacket himself. To what do I owe this rare honor, Commodore Raynor? Come to make sure my patrons are behaving, or are you just thirsty? Neither. In fact, I was informed you had requested an adventurer to assist in my investigation. I came to offer what information I could sift from recent reports. Over the course of the past moon, there have been several sightings of an unfamiliar vessel off the coast of Aleport in the vicinity of the Isles of Umbra. This information came to my attention no more than a few weeks after a squad of my own soldiers completed a routine patrol of the region, the Sashtasha Sea Grot included. Their search revealed little, save that a family of Curls had taken up residence in the caves, nothing to concern us, in short. In light of recent developments, however, it would seem wise to search Sashtasha again. With the Sahagan testing our defenses daily, I'm loath to assign the task to the limited forces at my disposal. Our line is stretched as it is. Thus I sought the services of a competent adventurer to conduct an investigation in our stead. Any aid you can offer in this matter would be greatly appreciated. Hey, no problem. Then it's settled. Sashtasha is located in western Lanosea. For more detailed instructions on how to reach the place, I suggest you consult the person whose name starts with a V and they forgot a whole bunch of vowels. She can be found at the ferry docks on the lower decks. You erred the man. You didn't herd the man, you erred the man. Good luck to ye, lad. And if I find any more H's for you later on, I'll be sure to send them your way. Alright. So, we have to speak with Melpa? Vamelpa. Alright. And she's on the lower decks, isn't she? Which we're not on the lower decks. Alright. So we need to go downstairs. And it's over this way. It's over by the Fisherman's Guild. We can just come over here and click on the 8th right. Fisherman's Guild. Oh, it looks like that's the only one I've opened. Okay. Apparently I need to wander around Limsa and open up all the little other aetherytes. Okay. V. From now, as you're just known as V. What's up, V? You hear about Commodore Rayner's investigation, and then you'll want to board a ferry for Aleport. Okay. Once you arrive in Western La Nocia, though, you best pay a visit to the Hall of the Novice before you blunder into Sashtasha. The Adventurer Guild runs the hall, and the folks there will prepare you, train you with the skills you need to face the dangers undoubtedly waiting for you in the Seagrot. The hall is on the way to Sashtasha, just north of Aleport. Head inside, and one of their seasoned adventurers will take you in hand. Best of luck to you, friend. Okay. Talk to the skipper. Yes, I'd like to go to Aleport. Okay. We are at Aleport. So, first things first. Let us go click on the aetheryte. Make it easy to get back. Oh, we'll click on the Chocobo Keep person too, so we... Alright, nothing. So that locks that in. Let's see. Okay, we'll register that as a favorite. That way it's cheaper to get back here. Okay. All of the Novice. Seasoned Adventurer. Ah, you must be the adventurer of whom the Yellow Jackets sent word. I hear you are brave to brave the depths of Sashtasha Seagrot. The occupants of those caves are rumored to be as numerous as they are bloodthirsty. No matter what the epic tales would have you believe, strolling into such a den of savagery alone would be the height of foolishness. No, you shall need companions. And you shall need the training we here at the Hall of the Novice can provide. I strongly suggest you study the fundamentals of group combat before continuing your mission. The smith here oversees the training schedule. Speak with him and you can register for exercises tailored to your particular field of expertise. That would be the guy over there behind the desk. When you have mastered all that our masters have to teach, then it will be time to head north once more. Report to the Yellow Jacket Scout at the mouth of the Sashtasha Seagrot. He will furnish you with details of your duty. All of the Novice membership granted. You now have access to the Hall of the Novice. Designed especially for your chosen role, these exercises will teach you the ins and outs of party combat, basically running dungeons. You may access them at any time, either by selecting the Hall of the Novice from the duties section of the main menu, or by speaking with any of the smiths found in the Adventurers Guilds across Eorzea. Complete these exercises to receive a set of gear that will aid you for your journey. Okay, so we're not going to do this right now. I will probably make a separate video about this. This is kind of a side thing. If you talk to the smith, basically what they do is, depending on what spec you're in, they will give you training as a tank, as DPS, or as a healer, which are the three basic roles of the dungeon. And it's to teach you like simple dungeon mechanics, like don't stand in the area of effect on the ground, or like in the case with a tank, it's how to manage, threat. You need to get threat on all the monsters and then have the monsters attacking you instead of attacking other people. Or if it's the healer, it's basically, well, healing people. It's pretty good for like if you've almost never played, an MMO before. It's a good little refresher course, or a good to kind of give you the basics. And they do award it's a level 15 set of gear. But if you've done MMOs before, you've played World of Warcraft or whatever, you're not going to learn anything in there that you don't already know. So we're going to mess with that right now. Like I said, I'll probably make a separate video on that. Instead, we're going to mosey up the road here. Please tell me you're here on Yellow Jacket duty and not some daft sod out for a stroll. I can't take any more of this blasted waiting. You are? Thank the gods. I assume you already know about the ship scene slipping around the Isles of Umbra. We've been on the lookout for pirate activity ever since that vessel was sighted, thinking a crew of cutthroats might have a den nearby. So when we received word that men of questionable quality had been seen passing in and out of Sashtasha here, we weren't entirely surprised. I've yet to see them for myself, but if this lot belongs to those fishback fancying serpent reavers, well, you can imagine the panic it'll cause. The kidnappings are still fresh in people's minds. Anyway, your task is to poke around the caves and find out exactly who we're dealing with. While you do that, I'll be keeping a watch out here, praying you don't spot any blue-face tattoos. Okay. Duty Finder, open. Sashtasha, open. And this, of course, comes up and tells you dungeons. Enlist the aid of allied players and NPCs alike to slay monsters, solve mysteries, and defeat mighty bosses lurking in the depths. Conquering dungeons is not only a time-honored tradition of adventurers, but it also progresses the main scenario, which means you have to go do it, and test your prowess at a given class or job in a timed environment. Intimidated? Fear not, dear adventurer. With a little guidance, you too shall be clearing dungeons in confidence with no time. Okay, so the rest of this just talks about you can do dungeons basically with random people, or you can do it with NPCs, or you can do it with a group of friends. Okay, that's just telling you it's duty support. Duty support continued. Duty finder. Duty finder continued. Oh, you did have to go through all of this. Okay, I understand what I must do. Okay. So, basically there's... Oh, it automatically pops up with the help menu. Isn't that wonderful? Basically a couple ways of doing this. So one is the Duty Finder default is you go in and select a dungeon, then you hit join, and what that does is that puts you into a queue and joins you with 3 other random players. It's going to pick... The standard group is 2 DPS, 1 tank, and 1 healer. Or if you're in a party, let's say you're in a party with another, with a friend, it would place the 2 of you in a group, and fill the roles around you with whatever you're missing. The other way to do this is if you go down here to, is it social? It's duty. There it is. So duty finder is this. Then there's another method called duty support. Okay. And this just comes up and says the same thing again. You have two different ways of doing it. But basically you get less loot doing it this way. So what this does is you pick your dungeon here on the dungeon list, and you are the top person, and then it fills in the remaining slots with NPCs. And I've done quite a few dungeons using this, just, for fun to try it. And this is a good way to go, like if you're just, not dealing with other people, and or if you want to, some people really, just kind of only do, they try to run the dungeon as fast as possible. And if you want to kind of do some more exploring, you kind of use this method, because then you're on your own clock. You're not on anybody else's clock. So we're going to try to run the dungeons not using this, but using the actual duty finder. So I think this is probably a good spot here right before this is the first dungeon that we have to do. This is a good spot to stop for the episode. And when we start up the next episode, we will jump right into Tasha. So, hope everybody enjoyed today's episode, and please do all the things, leave a like and subscribe and hit the bell and all that fun stuff. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comments section, and I will get to them as fast as I can. And otherwise, have a great day.